Strict 5 a.m.? The scariest level of morning drill? Nonsense. What if samurai warriors built unbreakable focus without ever setting an alarm? They dominated battles, starting with one silent hour, and not with extreme training sessions. Ready to steal their secret? It's not about early. It's about purpose. You don't need to torture yourself with cold showers and 4 a.m. alarms. What you need is one protected hour when the world is silent, your mind clear, and your future waiting to be built. Because here's the truth. Hard work in the wrong structure only keeps you stuck. But when you master the first hour, you master your life. By the end of this video, you'll understand how ancient samurai morning rituals can rewire your focus, reset your energy, and rebuild your identity even if you're not a morning person. You'll see why the strongest warriors didn't chase intensity. They cultivated clarity. You'll learn how to design one sacred hour that aligns with your natural rhythm, backed by modern neuroscience and ancient discipline. Stay till the end because I'll show you the exact samurai practice that turns ordinary mornings into a quiet forge for mental armor. Chapter 1. The Problem. The Chaotic Morning. Meet Paul, a modern man, not a samurai. He wakes up drowning in notifications, checking emails before his eyes fully open. Picture him fumbling for his phone in the dark, heart racing from the first ping. By 9 a.m., his mind feels like a battlefield, cluttered, reactive, drained. The samurai would call this state mura, scatter and imbalance, a disharmony that ripples through the entire day like a poorly forged blade. Imagine a young samurai student waking up, rushing straight to the training ground, and swinging his sword wildly, chaotically, and unplanned. His master stops him immediately. Wait! A calm morning sharpens the blade. A wild one dulls it. The master leads him to the riverbank at sunrise instead. First breathe, then practice one move at a time. Samurai believed that each morning sets the rhythm of the battle day, starting with cold water on the face and hands to awaken the senses. So, by day's end, the samurai student wins not through haste, but through the clarity the morning forged. And Paul's chaos? Just like that restless start, it leads only to defeat. Modern science agrees. Your brain's cortisol peaks naturally around waking, creating a 30-minute focus window that proactively strengthens hippocampal prefrontal networks for the day's challenges. If you waste it, you spend the day chasing instead of leading. You don't need to wake earlier. You need to wake cleaner. No inputs in the first 30 minutes. No noise. Just clarity, echoing the samurai's initial silence and stillness, clearing their mind before sharpening their blade. Your weapon is attention. Sharpen that first. Chapter 2. The Hour of Practice. The samurai had a word, keiko. It means practice with purpose, not mechanical repetition, but intentional preparation through reflecting on ancient forms and lineage. A mindful training that honors the past while forging the self. This is your sacred hour. Maybe it's 5 a.m. Maybe it's 8 a.m. after the kids are gone. What matters isn't the time. It's the untouched space where your deepest work lives. Research shows your prefrontal cortex, the brain's decision center, is most active when distractions are minimal, with cortisol awakening, enhancing neural efficiency for working memory hours later. 2 focused hours, consistently used, equal nearly 2 months of deep cumulative work each year. The samurai trained daily with this principle. If I skip 1 day, I notice. If I skip 2, the enemy notices. For you, that enemy is stagnation. Your 1 hour builds invisible momentum, the compounding edge of identity. In a minute, you'll discover the one bowl ritual samurai used to anchor focus, and gratitude and how you can use it to rewire your mindset before you even touch your phone. Chapter 3. The One Bowl Ritual. Before battle, a samurai would sit with 1 bowl of tea or rice. He used it to center his energy, acknowledging life's impermanence. That small act taught focus, gratitude, and restraint. In modern terms, this is mindfulness training wrapped in routine. Instead of rushing through your breakfast or doom scrolling, make the first sensory experience intentional. One simple act done with awareness, like sipping tea, journaling one line, stretching for 1 minute, or a cold pour, tells your brain. Control starts here. Neuroscience calls this cognitive cueing, a process where simple, repeated actions like your morning ritual signal your brain to shift into a state of calm readiness. You're essentially training your autonomic nervous system through consistent cues, activating the vagus nerve to dial down stress responses and build neural pathways that make focused calm your default, even before high-drive ambition kicks in and floods you with drive. Remember, mastery begins where hurry ends. Chapter 4. The Power of Identity Voting. Samurai training wasn't about goals. It was about identity. Each repetition was a vote for who they were becoming. Disciplined, precise, calm under pressure. Every morning you cast that same vote, not with words, but choices. Hitting snooze says, I negotiate with my potential. Honoring your hour says, I protect what matters. Over days and weeks, these unchecked decisions sculpt who you are. The samurai called this kata form, the repeated shapes that internalized Bushido's soul. The modern world calls it habit. It's the invisible structure that shapes every visible result.
A legend
Tells of a young samurai facing his first duel. Nervous, he swung his sword in practice that morning, sloppy, hesitant. His elder stopped him cold. Your blade follows your soul. Repeat this form 100 times now, not as exercise, but as a promise to the warrior you claim to be. By sunset, those morning strokes weren't swings. They were votes carved into muscle. He didn't just win the duel. He became the man who could never lose. Stay with me, because next I'll show how to turn this philosophy into a living system you can actually sustain, even if you failed with routines before. Chapter 5. The Sustainable Samurai System. The key isn't perfection, it's rhythm. Samurai swords were folded thousands of times to gain strength. Slow, deliberate, precise layers. Build your morning the same way. First layer, protect your quiet hour. Second layer, choose one anchor action. Third layer, end the hour with reflection. Did I act with focus today? That question aligns emotion with identity. It's self-forging. Neuroscientists call this consolidation, the process where your brain strengthens and stabilizes neural connections right after learning or reflection, turning fleeting thoughts into lasting habits and identity traits. That daily question aligns emotion with identity through systems consolidation. Each small morning reflection is like hitting save on who you chose to be. The more you do it, the more your brain treats purpose as normal, not a motivation spike, but part of who you are. The samurai would bow before leaving the dojo, not out of ritual, but gratitude for discipline. You can do the same each morning. Bow inwardly to the part of you that showed up. So you don't need to wake at 5 a.m. starting a scary morning routine. You need to wake with purpose. Protect 1 hour of silence, treat it as sacred ground. In that hour, build what others say they don't have time for: skill, clarity, peace. The samurai weren't superhuman. They just refused to waste mornings on noise, rising with rituals that echoed eternity. Each day you rise, you stand at the threshold between distraction and mastery. The question is simple: which side will you step onto?